Hello and welcome to the next episode of Build Your Own X-Wing, where we are well into the 10s now. We're looking at issues 11 and 12 this time. And I just want to start off this video. I usually show off the magazines at the start, but just looking at the back of these magazines, the artwork on the back of these magazines, this is brand new. Usually you just get the parts upcoming next week or the ones that are in this issue. But look at that artwork on the back of that issue there, and this one as well. Absolutely stunning. So I'm not keeping these X-Wing magazines, but I might actually just keep them for these two art pieces alone, because they are stunning. Look at them. Beautiful. Right, anyway, let's start this video, instead of looking at the magazines, by looking at the parts we get in issue 11. And the first parts we get in issue 11 are these two parts here. So we have the outer body of one of the sublight engines here, and then we have the inner workings, which is this brown part here, and we also get this box of add-ons which we are going to attach to all of these holes here. But before we do that, there is just a little bit of assembly required for this part. As you can see, it's got two holes here, and we also get this collar piece here with two tabs, and we just push the tabs into the holes there like that, and that is that assembly. And as you can see here, it adds a semicircle to this part here, very similar to the front of it. So a little bit of assembly there. Again, you can attach with glue if you want to, but bear in mind that this will be the internal of the engine, so actually it might fall out and cause a rattle, so maybe do glue it if you do want to glue it, but it is held in very well, as all of these things are with the X-Wing. So yeah, that's that assembly done. We then flip this around, and the shape kind of shows you where all the parts go. So we want it this way round, and these two tabs here will go into that hole there and that hole there. So we are just pushing that in there like that. Now I get a bit of sprue bit here hanging over the edge. I don't think that's meant to be the case. I think it's meant to be sitting comfortably. Yes, there we go. So that is flush now, apart from this little ridge here on this grey-white part. This little extra piece here is not needed. Yep, and that just fits in there like that. We then open up our little box of add-ons, and I will be doing this in fast time, in speed up time, but I just want to show you the parts before I get started. So we've got another collar piece here which will come into play a little later on. We have some of these just nice pipes and part work and additional stuff which will go onto all these holes. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach all these pieces onto this piece now. And there we have the parts all done, and they slotted in really, really nicely. You know, no effort at all. As you saw, you know, it was really, really nice. No glue needed. They've really done a fantastic job in making sure that all these little add-on parts really slot in and look fantastic when they're done, like they're molded in. I don't know what they've done with the X-Wing DeAgostini, but it really, really works, and I'm very, very happy with how that's come out. So yeah, very nice to do, and I had a lot of fun doing that actually. So yeah, it was good. If you are enjoying this video, please don't hesitate to give it a like. Hitting that like button will really help me out and really help out the channel as well. So thank you very much for doing that. So moving on then to the parts we get in issue 11. We do need this part back, of course. And what we need to do is get this little peg part here and get this brown part and have it so that the ridged decorated piece goes inside the rest of the brown parts there like that, and we just push that in so it is sat flush there around the edge there, so there's no gap. Looking very cool indeed. We then get these two silver parts. These aren't the grey parts, they are silver hydraulic parts, and one of them will go in there, one of them will go in there. You need to have it so that the thicker side of the hydraulic is facing outwards. Well, these are a little harder to fit in. No, there we go. So there's one. So you see the thicker side of the hydraulic is facing this way. That's the way it is instructed to do it. But of course it is your X-Wing. You can kind of do it the way you like. If it does fit, it might not. and you push them in so they are flush as well. Maybe they are slightly ridged actually. Yes, they slightly come out away from the lip there. Little hydraulics there. Looking very nice indeed. Our next two pieces are these two pieces here. So we have this gear type piece here for the fan or the propeller, and we have this part here as well. As you can see on the inside, it has a little tab there and two holes. Ignore the two holes for now, but the little tab needs to fit in line with that gap there, and that just pushes on, he says. There we go, clips on there. Oops. Like that. Looking very, very nice indeed. And it's really nicely sculpted because it is, the gaps in the sculpt fit all the way down. Very, very nice indeed. You really get a sense of the propeller with the way that these parts are sculpted as well. So that is very cool. We flip it around to these two holes and we get said propeller with only two of its blades, but we just push that in there like that. That does feel a little looser actually. So really got to make sure I made a hole in my... These are quite sharp, these blades. Made two little holes in my cutting mat. Oh, yeah, but that is in there actually. You might want to dab a little bit of glue. But again, this is the internal workings of the X-Wing, so it doesn't matter too much. You also get two blades, propeller blades, that fit in to the holes here. So one just fits in there like that. And the second one on the other side. Oops, I should get it the right way around. Oh. Fits in there with a click like that, and there we have the propeller. Looking very nice indeed. Really do like the silver paint that DeAgostini use for pieces like this. And with that propeller and with the part that was left over from the box of extra pieces that we got in issue 11, we bring in this part, which is the opposite part of the brown part we put in its casing. We flip it around so it is facing this way. And this propeller part fits into that hole there with this peg here. So it just goes in there like that. Again, just push it in so it is in securely. There we go. So these blades and propeller doesn't move at all. It is static. You can see when it's all the way through because the peg will sit flush to the edge of this brown part, and then you put the collar part on this brown internal engine in the same way we did at the start of the video with the first step we did, and then eventually that will sit in there like that, but we don't yet attach it because we don't have the parts. The parts that we have to attach this all together will come in the next couple of issues, which I will upload in 3 weeks time. So that is the end of this video. That is all the parts we get, and that is all we can do for now. But I am liking the fact that we get internal workings, even though ultimately we can't see it. I understand why some people think it's a waste of time. I do in a sense, but I also really enjoy looking at these X-ray books you can get, you know, the Haynes manuals of stuff. So I quite enjoy internal workings of stuff because I'm a bit sad like that, I guess. So yeah, it is what it is. You know, at the end of the day, we're going to have a very fantastic X-Wing model to display. And if it takes a little bit longer to get there because DeAgostini need to make their money, it is a business at the end of the day. So I completely understand that. I'm enjoying building it, and I hope you are enjoying watching me build it. And if you are, I'll see you in 3 weeks time for the next part of Build Your Own X-Wing. Until then, guys, take care. Bye-bye.